Hello everybody. Once again we are dealing with mensuration exercise 20b and today we shall start from 9. I hope you remember the previous video where we were talking about parallelogram whose area was base into height. Okay, let me remind you once again that what actually a parallelogram is. Okay, let me remind you what actually a parallelogram is. So a parallelogram is a rectangle. As I said, it is a type of a rectangle. It is a type of a rectangle, okay, whose opposite sides are parallel. Okay, so you can see over here that a rectangle is also a parallelogram. Why? Because its opposite sides are parallel. So a rectangle is a parallelogram, but a parallelogram you cannot say that it is a rectangle. Okay, now let us see that in this parallelogram these are the opposite sides which are parallel, these are the opposite sides which are parallel, so its area is equal to base into height. This is height, base into height. So number 9 says, question number 9 says that the base of the parallelogram, one side of a parallelogram is 20 centimeter, means your base, for example, base is equal to 20 centimeter, and the distance from the opposite side is 16 centimeter. This is your 16 centimeter, means HT is equal to 16 centimeter. What, once again let me read that the distance between the parallel sides. So distance between the parallel sides means they are talking about the perpendicular line. So this perpendicular line is actually the height of the parallelogram, parallelogram. So once again let us recall that the area is equal to base into height. So my dear, 20 centimeter into 16 centimeter is equal to how much? 16 2 times 32, isn't it? 0 centimeter. Once again, please do not forget to put this 2, because centimeter multiplied by centimeter is equal to centimeter square. Okay, now naturally from the other sums will deal in a different way. Area is equal to base into height. Here they had given you base and height, they asked you to find area. Next they will give you area and height, they will tell you to find base. That is why from one particular formula many other formula can be generated. From one particular formula many other formulas can be generated. For example, let us talk about number 10. It says the base of a parallelogram is thrice the height. Means if the height of the parallelogram, let height of parallelogram is equal to x. So it says that the base of the parallelogram is equal to 3 times x. Very good. Area is 768. They have given you the area also. They have given you that area is equal to 768 centimeter square. Fine. Okay. Now let us concentrate on the formula that area is equal to base into height. Here area of the parallelogram is equal to base into height. Your base was how much? 3x. Height was how much? X is equal to 768. Now 3x into x is equal to 3x whole square. 3x square is equal to 768. Now we need to find out the value of x. Therefore x will be equal to 768 divided by 3, which will give you how much? 256. Here I had forgotten to put square. Now x square is equal to 256. Therefore x will be equal to 256 square root, because this square will again move on to the other side and will get converted to root, and you well know that the square root of 256 is equal to 16. Okay, now therefore my x, which was my height, is 16. My height was 16 and my base was base became how much? 3 into 16. Base was my 3x, which gave me how much? 3 into 16 is equal to 3x. 3 into x is equal to 48 centimeter. So these are the kind of sums you can say. In fact, they are very easy. Why? Because they are totally based on the formulas. Totally based on the simple formulas, you can say. Find the area of the rhombus. Find area of the rhombus. So area of rhombus. Area of rhombus. We are dealing with number 11. Area of rhombus. Now let us first see what actually a rhombus is. Now, if this is a square, once again, if this is a square, let me talk about the square. Okay, these are the 4 matchsticks. Okay, and let me make a simple square. 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, and 4 side. These are the 4 sides of the square. Okay, and all the sides are at 90 degree to each other. Okay, now when we are talking about a rhombus, this means that the length of the sides will be same, but the angles will not be equal to 90 degree. So this becomes your rhombus. This becomes your rhombus, and here also you will find that the diagonals, these are the diagonals. The diagonals are perpendicular to each other. They are perpendicular to each other, and all the sides are also equal. You can see I have not changed the length of the matchstick. Clear? So come on, let us concentrate on this particular rhombus. So this particular rhombus states the area of the rhombus is equal to half into d1 into d2. Means if you have a rhombus, how to make a rhombus? Make a line make a longer line, then you make a shorter line, okay, which cuts at the middle point of the longer line. They should be at 90 degree. They should be at 90 degree. Now join all the sides. So when you join all the sides, you will find that it becomes a rhombus. This is how we draw a rhombus. Now this was your first diagonal d1, and this was your second diagonal d2. So if you know the length of the diagonal, you can put it into the formula. Area of the rhombus is equal to half into diagonal 1 into diagonal 2. I hope this was clear. Now let us come to number 11. Find the area of a rhombus if the diagonals are 30 centimeter. Means if d1 is equal to 30 centimeter and your d2 is equal to 24 centimeter. Now what is new in this? We'll just put it in the formula. Half into 30, area is equal to half into 30 into 24, which will give you how much? 12 times is equal to 360, once again centimeter square, because we are dealing with the area, isn't it? Now what does 12 says? It says that if the area of the rhombus is given and one of the diagonal is given, find the other diagonal, isn't it? So as I said, that area is equal to half into d1 into d2. Now when they give you d1 and d2, they ask you to find area. When they give you area and d1, they ask you to find the other one. So if the area of a rhombus is 112 centimeter square, number 12, area of rhombus is 112 centimeter square, and one of the diagonal is 14 centimeter. Find the other diagonal. Means I do not know the value of this particular diagonal d2. So let's see. You can cancel it over here. 2 7 times. So when you cancel this, so you will get 7d2. 7d2 is equal to 112. Or you can write as 7d2 is equal to 112. So diagonal, second diagonal is equal to 112 divided by 7. So 7 1 times 7 6 are 42 is equal to your 16 centimeter. Okay. So here we saw that in this particular rhombus, they had given you one of the diagonal and they had asked you that you find the other diagonal, isn't it? Now, one side of a parallelogram, number 13 says, one side of a parallelogram is 18 centimeter and its area is 153 centimeter. Okay, find the distance of the given side from the find the distance of the opposite side. Means number 13 says that one side of a parallelogram is 18 centimeter. So area of a parallelogram is equal to how much? Area of a parallelogram is equal to your base into height. Very good. Now they say that one side is 18 centimeter. This means let us take this as base as 18 centimeter. 18 centimeter and height I do not know. But its area is given 153 centimeter square. So they say that please find out the height. So how can you find out height? Height will be equal to 153 divided by 18, which will give you how much? Which will give you about 8.5 or not 8. Let us talk in fraction 17 by 2 centimeter. Simple. Okay. So these are the questions which are directly based on the formulas. Number 14 says the adjacent sides of the parallelogram are 15 centimeter and 10 centimeter. So if this is a parallelogram, if this is your parallelogram, then let us talk about the adjacent sides. Adjacent sides means the sides which lie next to one next to the other. So these two are the adjacent sides. This side and this side adjacent. This and this, they are the adjacent sides. Means the sides which lie on the opposite side of the common arm, isn't it? This is your common arm. This is your common arm. No need to go that way. Come on. These two are the adjacent sides. So it says number 14 says, what does number 14 says? The adjacent sides are 15 centimeter and 10 centimeter. Okay. If the distance between the longest side is 6 centimeter, so naturally these are the longest sides. So they say that if this particular distance and longer distance is always, when you talk about you can say distance between 2 points, so naturally it is the perpendicular line. So this particular height, or you can say the length or the perpendicular, they say that if this particular length is about 6 centimeter, why this particular? Because they have said that distance between the longer side is equal to 6 centimeter. What will be the distance between the shorter side? So let us take the perpendicular distance from this particular point. Okay, so this is the distance, perpendicular distance between the shorter sides. Okay, so let us take this as x. Okay, now whether you find this way or the other way, naturally it is very natural that you will get the area of the same parallelogram, isn't it? So area of the parallelogram is equal to base into height, that you know it. Now if we take these two shorter sides, so the area will be 10 into x base into height, isn't it? Area will be equal to base into height. Similarly, area of the parallelogram, when we take 15 and 6, it will be equal to how much? It will be equal to 15 into 6. So what we find that both of them are the area of the same parallelogram, base into height and base into height. Clear? Base into height and base into height. So once again, let us find the value of x, will give you 15 into 6 divided by 10, 5 2 times, 3 times, 2 3s are, means your x is equal to 9 centimeter. Okay, all measurements are given in centimeter, so naturally it will be 9 centimeter only. Come to number 15, and I hope 15 is little different from the others. 15 is little different from others. Okay, so 15 says here in number 15 says, what does number 15 says? The area of a rhombus is 84 centimeters square. This is our last sum right now. The area of a rhombus is 84 centimeter and the perimeter is given 56 centimeter. Now, why this is important? Okay, when you look at a rhombus, that is also a parallelogram. Parallelogram. It is also a parallelogram. When you talk about a rectangle, it is also a parallelogram. A square is also a parallelogram, isn't it? A square is also a parallelogram. But the reverse is not true. When you talk about reverse, it is not true. Okay? Parallelogram can be a rhombus, but parallelogram is not a rhombus. But rhombus is a parallelogram. Try to understand the fact. So number 15 says, number 15 says that the area of rhombus is 64 and its perimeter is 56 centimeter. Okay, so this is my rhombus. This is my rhombus. I have drawn a rhombus whose all the sides are equal. Okay, now it is a parallelogram, and they say that its area is equal to 84 centimeter square. Okay, very good. Now, and it says perimeter of this rhombus is equal to 56 centimeter. So since all the sides are equal, therefore perimeter of this is also equal to 4 into sine. 4 into sine is equal to 56 centimeters. So each of the side will be naturally 56 by 4. Will give you how much? 4 1 times and 4 4s are 14 centimeter. So each of the side is equal to 14 centimeter. Now here you have got base as 14 centimeter. Here you have got base as your 14 centimeter. Okay. Find the height means you have to find the height. Now in the same rhombus, what we have done, what we will be doing, we will be applying the formula of parallelogram. So it becomes a parallelogram. So base into height, this is my h. So base into height will be equal to 84, is equal to 84, because the same parallelogram, same rhombus is a parallelogram also. So base is how much? Base is my 14 centimeter and height I do not know is equal to 84. Therefore my height will be equal to 84 divided by 14. 84 divided by 14 will give you how much? 84 divided by 14 will give you how much? So my dear, it will give you, let us see, 14 6 times. 14 6 times 84 is equal to 6 centimeter. Is our answer, isn't it? Is our answer. So I hope this is loud and clear. From the next, that is from question number 16, we shall be dealing with triangles. So please stay tuned. Okay, thank you.